Hey sister, this is Dr. Karen Osborne. Listen, I'm going to talk to you for 30 seconds before this episode begins about my next Women Wanting More live event. This is 2.5 days of women just like you being pushed physically, mentally, emotionally, getting really clear on what they want, knowing why it matters, and leave with the tools to actually put that into action and being part of a sisterhood. So if this is something that really, really resonates within your heart, sister, I want you to head over to drkarenosborne.com, click on the Work With Me button, and we can start the application process. I look forward to hearing from you. Here's that episode.
Do you want more? More time, more balance, more love, more sex, more money, more real, and less bullshit? This is the Women Wanting More podcast with Dr. Karen Osborne. Real life, real stories, plus real tips to get you more of what you want.
So, sister, here's what it means to be in alignment. So let me first give you a reference standpoint from my past life, as you will, which was as a practicing chiropractor. And so I was a chiropractor for 15 years. We just recently closed the doors of our chiropractic office to move here to Victoria, BC, Canada, and for us to be on with our online businesses, me with coaching women to discover their power, and for my husband, Ed, who coaches chiropractors, health professionals, entrepreneurs, and how to take their message online and really create something from that, create that business, extra revenue stream from that. And so when I was a chiropractor, we would talk a lot about alignment. If you know anything about chiropractic, you understand this, but let me give you a quick chiropractic lesson. Our brain and body are supposed to communicate properly, and we communicate through a system in the body called the nervous system. Okay, and what happens is, if over the years from birth on forward, from birth trauma, falls we have as kids, car accidents, stresses, sitting on our ass for long periods of time, chemical stresses that go into our body, emotional stress, it can create what's called misalignments, or what we call in chiropractic subluxations. So that's when a bone in your spine is out of alignment, a vertebra, and it puts pressure on the nerve. When there are those misalignments, or when you're out of alignment, it means that that same nerve system cannot function properly. It means that there's not the same communication between the brain and the body. And so what does that mean to you? Well, it means that you don't function 100%. So it can mean you can actually go throughout life without symptoms, you don't feel anything, but it means just your body doesn't function optimally. Or it can mean if they've been there long enough that yes, you develop symptoms. Neck pain, back pain, headaches, all sorts of stuff, right? And often as chiropractors, we would see people then. Now, when we were in practice, we actually saw lots of kids, lots of babies. So we had the honor of seeing the kids early so that, they didn't wait until they became problems later in life. And I was pretty excited to have the chance to be able to do that. So physically, we can be out of alignment in the body. Right? Our body cannot function at 100% if we don't have that clear nerve system. That's just physiology. That's how it works. So how does that mean to this discussion? Well, you can be out of alignment in other areas of your life. So how does that show up? Well, let's say if you are, how about this will be actually a very, very relevant example for most of you who are moms, okay? As a parent, you're teaching your children that certain foods are great for your body and some are not so good, okay? Maybe you even avoid a lot of foods for the kids. Sugars, grains, gluten. Maybe they're a never, maybe they're a once in a while thing. But you make sure the kids are getting proper nutrition, real foods into their body. But yet, are you possibly at night pounding back the wine? Sneaking in the chips and the cookies when the kids have gone to bed? Okay, rifling through their Halloween candy. Come on, be honest, sister, be honest. Let me give you another example. Let's say maybe even within your marriage, maybe you're upset with your husband because you don't know what it is that he wants. He is not telling you. He is not being clear. Maybe you feel like he is not listening to what you're saying. But the question I would go back to you would be this, are you being clear as to what you want? Are you listening there, right? In other words, what you say, does it line up with what you do? And there'll be lots of people too in this world who talk a lot about things that they're going to do or they're going to commit to, and then they never fucking do it. They are out of alignment. Some might even refer to this as being out of integrity, right? What they do does not line up with what they say that they're going to do or what they teach to others. Being out of alignment too can also be you being in a relationship or a job/business or where you live that just does not serve you. So we moved here to Victoria, BC. I remember I had a friend of mine saw a picture of me in a new vehicle that we purchased. And she was like, holy shit, Karen, like, you look amazing. Oh, yeah, I look pretty good for 47. She was like, no, fuck that. You just look good. Fuck the 447 thing. And she had shared kind of something to the effect of like, I just said, we're so happy here in Victoria. Like, this feels like us. She's like, well, this is what it's like to live in alignment. Right? We're in businesses that we truly, truly love. It allows us the time and financial freedom for us to spend more time with our children. We're living in a city where it's like outdoor living. We don't have snow like 6-7 months a year like we did in Alberta. It's a little bit of a slower pace here on Vancouver Island. I mean, slightly slower. It's not all that slow here, but more laid back, I would say. People give a shit about the environment, the world we live in. The priorities seem much more aligned with who we are. We live in this beautiful home that is gorgeous on the inside, outside. Beautiful garden right next to us. We see through floor to ceiling windows every single day. The weather is gorgeous. There's deer that walk throughout the city. This everything of where we are now is in alignment with who we are. And that reflects with how I even appear physically on the outside, right? How I communicate, the power that I now feel within my life. Now, it's not just about that, right? I also choose to align myself with people that inspire me, uplift me, empower me, support me, love me, and to let go of the ones that don't. That's another example of being in alignment with who you are. See, this might seem like it's something small. This is a big thing, sister. This is a huge thing. And you might say, oh, well, gosh, Karen, for me to be in alignment, I need to like move and find a new job or new business, and I got to get rid of old friends. Like, this may be a process, so just know that. It's been for us. But being in alignment with who you are and what you do and where you live and who you associate yourself with is everything. And if you're out of alignment in any of those things, you're going to feel a massive amount of stress and frustration and overwhelm and anger, lost. So here's your more tip for today, sister. What is one thing you can do today that'll bring you closer to being in alignment with who you truly are? Is that a change you need to make in a relationship? Is that a change you need to make about what you actually do to produce income? Maybe with what you do is not in alignment with who you truly are and you'd rather be doing something different. Maybe it's where you live. You want to start researching places that fit more with who you are and align with who you are. What is the one step that you can take today that actually moves you closer to being in alignment with who you truly are, sister? And take that one step within the next 24 hours. So if you don't already subscribe to the Women Wanting More newsletter, sister, I want you to head over right now to drkarenosborn.com, drkarenosborn.com. There'll be a few different places that actually pop up and will allow you to enter your name and email so you can get the VIP access of the Women Wanting More Sisterhood. So you'll get updates of my book coming out in 2017, all my master classes, live events, video series, online courses, and I will connect with you daily, sister, so I can really continue to share this message of having it all and living a life of more. So make sure right now, head over to drkarenosborn.com, enter your name and email, and I will get you hooked on that newsletter today. So I will talk to you in the next episode, sister. A life of more. It's just one step away from you doing the fucking work every single day. I love and appreciate you.
To get the show notes of each Women Wanting More episode, including the How to Get More tip, subscribe to the newsletter at drkarenosburn.com/newsletter.